Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivadadi Gaura श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महाराज की, श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, निताई गौर सुंदर की, पतित पावन प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Studying from Tantra Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 3, entitled as Karma Yoga. Text number 9. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोको अयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचर। यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोको अयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचर। यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोको अयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचर। Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada की जय। Translation: Please hear attentively. Work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Once again, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. Purport: since one has to work even for the simple maintenance of the body, the prescribed duties for particular social position and quality are so made that purpose can be fulfilled. Since one has to work even for the simple maintenance of the body, the prescribed duties for particular social position and qualities are so made that purpose can be fulfilled. Yajna means Lord Vishnu, or sacrificial performances. All sacrificial performances also are meant for satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoins Yajna by Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. The Varnasam institutions also aims at satisfying Lord Vishnu. Varnasama charvata purushena parapuman Vishnu aradhyate. Vishnu Purana 3.8.8. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will be a cause of bondage. For both good and evil work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. And while performing such activities, one is in a liberated state. This is the great art of doing work, and in the beginning, this process requires very expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direct instructions of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but also gradually elevate one to transcendental loving service of Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshundritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langyayate girim yatkipatamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Vishwaram. Welcome all of you for this Super Sunday program today. Though it was raining heavily, all of you are here. That shows your great interest. Bhagavad Gita is said to be manual of life. When we buy some machine, we get a manual. So by having a manual, we know how to use the machine properly, so that there is a smooth functioning. And manual also helps us if there is some breakdown or troubleshooting. So the Bhagavad Gita exactly guides us throughout our life, so that the purpose of life is met. So why this world is created? World is created for what reason? Why we are here? What do we expect? We expect happiness. By default, everybody wants to be happy, right or not? So this world is created for our happiness. Our happiness at present we derive from Indriya Tipti. We derive happiness from we like to have nice food to eat, we like to hear nice music. Like this, through various senses, we want to have a very good experience. We want to be very peaceful. So that is our expectation. So in other words called sense gratification. So one of the purpose of this world is to give sense gratification to all the jivas, living entities. We are called jivas. So should this be only purpose for the creation, or there should be something more? Okay, so if this is the purpose, then all of us should be happy, right or not? Because we are part of this creation. But we see that we are not happy. We want to be happy, but we are not happy. From our perspective, this is the purpose, that we should have nice sense gratification. And from the God's perspective, from Krishna's perspective, who has created this world, he knows this, that this world is not designed like this. Whatever we do, we cannot be happy here. When the Lord Krishna has made this world, he's calling this as a Dukhalayam. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. This world is filled with miseries. How this is filled with miseries? Okay, all of us, we are happy. We all want to be happy, but we are not happy. So definitely there is some miseries there. So broadly, this miseries, all of us actually we are going through birth, death, old age, disease. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosanu Darshanam. Krishna is telling that we all go through this. Take birth, suffer inside the womb, then when we come out, as we grow, we get diseased several times. We have just overcome the pandemic, and after that, we have so many times we have fallen sick. This is constantly happens. So we get diseased, and then slowly old age set inside. It starts growing old. Nowadays it's becoming faster. So when we become old, we suffer. All the joints gives pain. So much suffering there in old age. And similarly at death, also when we go through suffering. So this world is, everyone has to go through this. Nobody is free from this. Nobody wants this, but everyone has to experience this. What are these things? Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Birth, death, old age and disease. And then apart from this, again the miseries are classified broadly in three ways. First one is Adi Bhautik Klesa. The miseries is also caused by other living entities. Like sometimes mosquitoes will bite, sometimes even a snake come and bite. And so many neighbors gives problem. Neighboring country will give trouble, and there will be some terrorist attack. Like there's so much suffering is there. That is the miseries caused by other living entities. Adi Devik Klesa. And miseries caused by nature. Like there will be too much rain today. So all of us, we felt some inconvenience, or felt or not. So there will be sometime flooded, sometime drought will be there, too much heat, too much cold, earthquake. There's so many ways we go through constantly. Miseries caused by nature. And then Adhyatmik Klesa. Miseries caused by our own body and mind. So nowadays we see the mental disease is becoming very critical. So many people are suffering from depression. In India it was not like that earlier. Of course it was very predominant in Western countries, but nowadays we can see in India also. Most of people, they are going through some mental depression or some other sickness. And then we become, sometimes there will be fever, cold, like so many physical inconveniences. So we see this klesa is there. It's called three tapa, threefold miseries. Threefold miseries are what? Adhyatmic klesa, adi bhautik klesa, adi devik klesa. Misery caused by our own body and mind, misery is caused by Mother Nature, and misery is caused by other living entities. So we all want to be happy in this material world, but we see that it's very hard to become happy, very difficult to become happy. So there is a different purpose for this creation. The different purpose is, actually this material world is not our home, it's not our place. Our real home is Vaikuntha, the Lord's own abode. We all come from there. So in order to understand this, let's see. Bhagavad Gita is called Manual of Life. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is describing 5 subject matters, 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita. The first thing Krishna starts teaching Arjuna is that you are not body. And who are you? Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantar prapte dhirastatana muhyati. This is the first lesson Krishna is giving to Arjuna. Telling that you see you are growing in this life from child to youth and from youth to old. At time of death, you will change from one body to another body. So we see in this life we changing our many years before. In our child we were small. Now we have changed our body. Now become the adult or we become old. So our body is changing, but we are not changing. Krishna is saying our real identity is not the body. Body will change, but we will remain same. Our real identity is we are soul. Like person, when he dies, people say he is gone. Body is there only, but people say he is gone. Who is gone? Who is left? That is soul. Atma is left. Like we say, my hand, my leg, my body. Like we say, my shirt, my watch. When we say my shirt, my watch, we are different from shirt and watch. Similarly, when we say my hand, my leg, my body, we are different from hand, leg and body. So who are we? Our identity is, Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita, our identity is spiritual. We are not this physical body. We are soul. Who are we? We are soul. And this world is called material world. And there is another world which is called spiritual world. It's called Vaikuntha, the Lord's own abode. We all belong to that place. So the purpose of creation is, one of the creation is we want sense gratification. So to facilitate that, this world is made. Second purpose is to send us back to Godhead, to send us back to Vaikuntha, the original place. Here, how much ever we try, some miseries we have to go through. We cannot avoid. And only in Vaikuntha we can be happy. Therefore, Vaikuntha is called Vaikuntha, without any anxiety, free from any tension. Everyone is happy. There is only Anandam there. This whole world, whole spiritual world is filled with Ananda, is made with Ananda, happiness. So the purpose of the creation is twofold purpose. First, to facilitate the living entities, all of us who are very wanting of sense gratification. And second purpose is to facilitate our liberation, facilitate our going back to spiritual world. So First subject matter of Bhagavad Gita is Atma. Our real identity is Atma. And second subject matter is Ishvara. Ishvara means the Supreme Lord. Ishvara, Bhagavan. So, as soon as Krishna speaks the science of Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva introduces him, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is going to speak. So, what do we mean by Ishvara or Bhagavan? All of us, we worship. So, what do we understand from Bhagavan? Yeah, the Bhagavan means, as Parasar Muni has described, this is definition of Bhagavan or Ishvara, that is, he has full of opulences. Bhagavan, Bhag means six, Van means possesses. So who possesses the six opulences in full is called Bhagavan. What are the six opulences? Yeah, everything belongs to him. Nobody is more wealthier than him. In whatever we claim, actually it belongs to him only. Therefore, we are called Upabhokta, secondary proprietor. The original proprietor is Lord. Now we claim some land or some house, it belongs to us. But the same land and house somebody would have claimed few years before that it was mine. And after few years somebody else will claim. So many people will come and go, claiming this belongs to me. But whom it belongs originally, at all time, this belongs to the Lord. So he is the most wealthiest person. He is most powerful. The Lord, he can do everything. He's got so many unlimited energies. With that, he is able to perform any task so wonderfully that it looks like everything is happening automatically. You see that how the sun is rising, summer season, winter season, rainy season are coming and going all timely. So many things are happening because he has got so much of potency that everything is done very perfectly. So he is most powerful. Then he is most beautiful. You see the description of Lord Krishna when he was present here, everyone was attracted towards Lord Krishna. The meaning of Krishna itself is all attractive. So no one even we can imagine of the beauty of the Lord. Most beautiful, most famous. Everybody talks about God. Directly, indirectly, we know there is some supernatural power. Then he is most knowledgeable. He knows past, present, future, what is happening now, what will happen later, what we are thinking, what we may think. So everything is known to God. And all these opulences is having, but he is not very proud of these things. He is fully renounced from all these things. So he is having full renunciation. So these six qualities: wealth, fame, knowledge, power, beauty, and renunciation. So these all qualities, whoever is having in complete degree, finite degree, is called Bhagavan. Another definition of Bhagavan is Janmad Yasyatah. From him comes everything. All the spiritual and material creation is coming from him. He is the creator. He is the creator, he is the maintainer, he is the destroyer. So that is described in Bhagavad Gita. This is subject matter, Bhagavad Gita, second subject matter, Ishvara. Then Prakriti, this material world, that is also described in Bhagavad Gita in detail. Krishna is describing about his material nature. What is the composition of material nature? Bhumi, Apo, Anuro, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Evacha. That is made of Pancha Bhuta and the three subtle elements, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So this is the constitution of Prakriti. And then Karma, and kala. Karma is the work we perform here, and kala is time. We are all subjected to time, controlled by time. We are all influenced by time. So that time also is representing the Lord. That's also Krishna is describing in Bhagavad Gita. So this Bhagavad Gita is called Manual of Life. So we go through Bhagavad Gita, then we can actually be happy, and also we can go back to Godhead. The purpose of creation is fulfilled. So in this particular verse, Krishna is describing art of working. What is describing? Art of working, how one should work, so that the work does not entangle him. We don't become subjected to the cycle of karma bandhana, bondage of work. This is what exactly it is said. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. So what is mentioned here? How we should work? This little you may think, we have to work for God, we have to work for Krishna. But that's how the work should be done. If we not work like that, then we are subjected to karma bandhana. What is karma bandhana? Bondage. Bondage in this material world. What is bondage? Bondage is that we will be subjected to cycle of birth and death, bhava sagara. If we are not performing our work carefully, then the work also will result in another birth and death. How is that? Because whatever work we do, it gives a reaction. Karma phala, we say, the resultant action of the work. And then to experience that resultant action, we will have the suitable opportunity, suitable body, time, place, kala, desha. So in this way, we have to go through another cycle of birth and death. So therefore Krishna is, as a manual in Bhagavad Gita, he is guiding us that how we should perform the work. The work should be performed for the satisfaction of Vishnu. That is called sacrifice. Yajna. The work should be done as yajna. That is the art of working. Bhagavad Gita is also called Yoga Shastra or Dharma Shastra. So it's guiding us how we should perform righteous work. Yajna karma kausalam. Yoga karma kausalam. The art of working is called yoga. So what is this art? We should perform everything for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. And while we do this, actually we can experience the topmost happiness, the topmost satisfaction. When we are all here, now we just did Kirtan. While we are doing Kirtan, we are trying to please Lord. And how do we feel? We feel very peaceful, very satisfied, right or not? So when we are performing work for Krishna, actually we are trying to please the Lord, but along with that we will experience also the happiness. We will also feel satisfied. In the scriptures, the analogy is given when we are in front of the mirror. We go and we want to comb our hair, we want to dress, then we are there in front of the mirror. So we want to put some ornaments, or we want to decorate ourselves. So there's one way of decorating is we can give all these things to mirror. Put this on mirror. And we see in the mirror, it will actually reflect that, okay, it's there on us. But will we really become beautiful by putting the ornaments to mirror? We can never become beautiful like putting ornaments or putting all the cream or powder to the mirror. Actually, when we apply to ourselves, we become beautiful. But in the mirror, what we see? So similarly, when we try to satisfy ourselves, body, this body, when we try to satisfy, actually we will not really become happy. On the other hand, when we try to satisfy Lord, He is the summum bonum of everything. We are all His part and parcel. So when we try to satisfy the Lord, actually we become satisfied. This is the secret. It's like when we pour water in the root of a tree, then the whole tree is nourished. Or when we feed the stomach, the whole body is nourished. So similarly, the Lord is being the root of everything, the cause of everything. Sarva karana karanam. When we try to satisfy the Lord, while we are doing this, we also become satisfied. So this is the secret of work, art of doing work. If we do not do like this, instead of that, when we try to bypass the Supreme Lord and we want to directly do everything for our own pleasure, what happens? When we try to do this, it won't work out. Because it's just now we discussed that how if we put all the ornaments to the mirror, will not become beautiful. We have to give it to the Lord. Actually, everything belongs to the Lord. Everything is owned and controlled by the Lord. Isa vasim sarvam idam. Everything is owned and controlled by the Lord. So if it is property of the Lord, who should enjoy that? Okay, what a thief does. Yeah. He will take somebody's property and claim, oh, it is mine. And he will try to exploit that, enjoy it. But then, the thief will not be peaceful. Will always be fearful. Oh, when I will be caught and when I will be punished. So same thing is happening with us. Everything belongs to Lord, and without recognizing, without giving it to the Lord, and when we try to take it away or enjoy ourselves, it is like a stealing, thievery. It's also sinful activity. So when we do some sinful activity or when we are stealing, how we can become happy? It's not possible. So if we want to become happy, if we want to become peaceful, then we first have to give it to Krishna. As a sacrifice we have to offer to the Lord. And Krishna is guiding us. That's how it should be done. Yat karosi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurusvama darpanam. In another place in Bhagavad Gita 9.27 is telling this. That whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you archana offer, whatever you charity you perform, or whatever tapasya you do, everything you perform for me. In that way we will become happy. Now same thing Krishna is telling that Yajñathat karmano anyatra. The work should be done as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu. And in this way, by doing this, we will become very prosperous. We will become very happy. Otherwise, if we do not do, then we will get karma bandhana. Then we will have a reactionary result. Like whenever we do some activity, then actually there is a cycle is there. Karma bandhana is said that cycle of work. Whenever any reaction is there, karma phala is there, stored as a seed, then it is converted into prarabdha karma, then aprarabdha karma, and then also there is also creates this desires. This is a whole cycle. So this cycle of karma. So if at all we want to be happy and free from this cycle, we should offer everything to the Lord. Sacrifice has to be done. We cannot be without doing sacrifice. If we want to become happy, we should offer it to the Lord. This is not an option. This is how it should be done. The Lord is guiding us that first everything should be offered to me, and then we can take it. Like we offer food to the Lord, we prepare bhoga and offer to the Lord, and the Lord accepts everything. Actually, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling, I accept that. Telling that patram puspam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayakshati tat bhaktya uprahati asnami payatatmana. He's telling that if somebody offers me with love and devotion a flower, fruit, water, a leaf, I surely accept that. Not only I accept it, but I eat that also. So when we are offering food to the Lord, all of us we have to eat. We cannot be without eating. All of us, we have to eat. So how we should eat? Before that we should offer it to the Lord. And when we are offering with love and devotion, the way Krishna has asked, when we offer him like that, Krishna accepts it. He eats that. And also while Krishna eats that, everything remains same. We'll come back and see everything has come back like before. And it is also added with mercy. Therefore it is called prasadam. Prasadam means mercy. So it's added with the mercy of the Lord. So when we accept that food which is offered to the Lord, which is called now Mahaprasadam, actually we are not subjected to any sinful reaction. Not only we are not subjected to any sinful reactions, it's also added with special mercy, kripa. By eating this, we become purified. Says that ahar suddhau sattva suddhi. Sattva suddhi dhruva smriti. Smriti lambe sarva dantina vipra moksha. When we eat food which is offered to the Lord, then our existence is purified. When our existence is purified, we regain our memory. And when we regain our memory, then actually we are on the path of liberation. So when we accept the food which is offered to the Lord, then we feel purified from so many unwanted desires. If we eat food which is not offered to the Lord, we are subjected to so many unwanted desires. Unwanted desires, kama, krodha, so many unwanted desires. It says that, it is said in Hindi like, jaisa khao an, vaisa ho man. So whatever food like we eat, according to that we get the mentality also. So should be very, very careful. If we eat, actually according to modern scientific finding also, when we eat meat, and then because the animals, they are going through so much of anxieties, so the type of food we are eating, that creates so much of toxins inside. And we are also subjected to those kinds of thoughts. And therefore we see that because the food habit is not pure, so many people are going through so much of anxieties. So it's very important that the food is prepared properly and offered to the Lord. Then we'll have good thoughts. Our existence will be purified, and then we will have the memory. This memory is, we will be able to realize and remember that we are not the body, we are the soul. We will be able to recall the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. we will be able to act on it. This is the memory. We will be able to recollect all these things. And then, in this way, when we work, we will be on the path of liberation. Sarva Ganti Vipra Moksha. So that is the goal of this creation. The creation's goal is, first is to facilitate our sense gratification, and along with that, we should also go back to Godhead. Why we should go back to Godhead? Because if we stay here in this material world, we are subjected to suffering. How much ever karma we do, good karma, but we cannot be without taking birth. We cannot be without dying. Nobody is here live eternally. Everyone has to die one day. And then in between we have to go through old age and disease. And there are some or other suffering will be there because we will not be able to do everything perfectly. Some or other sinful activities or some activities will happen. By that we have to suffer threefold miseries, three tapa. So, here in this world we are forgetful of Krishna. But in the spiritual world we will be always reminded about Krishna. We can always remain happy there. That is Satchidananda world. Describe that each word is, say there is a song, and each step is a dance, and that world is made of chintamani, touchstone, and is filled with desire, fulfilling trees, kalpataru, and there is a cows which gives unlimited milk, surabhi. The world described about the spiritual world is so wonderful. So that is our real destination, real home. So Krishna has created this world so that we will go back to Godhead. This creation is mentioned, is designed like this. And if we try to do bypass, we try to do some shortcut, avoid all these things, then actually we will be given more and more, will be more and more controlled by material nature. Like if we perform more sinful activities, then our consciousness will shrink. We'll go through 84 lakh species of life. We know that there will be bird and beast. Then we'll become some reptile. Then we'll become tree. This way our consciousness will get shrinked. The consciousness is fully blossomed in human form of life. In this human form of life only we have these opportunities, like we can come here, sit down and discuss on all this lofty subject matter. We can think about how to go back to Godhead, how to break the cycle of birth and death. But in other species, in birds, beast, reptile or tree, we don't have this opportunity. But all other opportunities will be there. Ahar, Nidra, Bhayam, Maitunam, Samanya, Etad, Pasubhi, Narana. These four things are common in human being and all other species also. What are these four things? Eating, mating, defending and sleeping. So it is all our activities, if we classify, it will fall under one of this category. Eating, mating, defending, sleeping. But only in human form of life we have a special gift, very special gift of the Lord. That special gift is we can awaken our Krishna consciousness. We can awaken our Krishna bhavana. And in this way we can go back to Krishna. As Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, this Bhagavad Gita is a manual of life. He is telling that whatever state of mind we have at time of death will enter into that kind of species. We have the example of Bharat Maharaj. He was thinking about deer and he became a deer. Next life. So, whatever state of mind we have at time of quitting this body, we get that kind of body. Anta Kalej, Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita 8.5 that Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyasti ante kale ibram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sadatak bhavita. So according to our consciousness at time of death, we go to next body. An example is given like how we walk. So when we are walking, we place our foot, we lift one foot, and then when we place it to ground, then only we lift the second foot. Both the foot we don't lift in one stretch. Step by step only we walk. Similarly, at the end of life, we have decided our next body, and when we give up this body, then karma deva netrena, according to our destiny, daiva, and according to our work, we actually enter into another womb type of body. So this is how we accept the bodies. Krishna is saying, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tasti ante kalevram. Whatever state of mind we have at time of quitting the body, we will get that kind of body. So it is our great responsibility that we prepare for our next life. Human being is called intelligent person, intelligent being. So any intelligent person, if he is going somewhere, he will inquire where I am going. But we inquire so many things except this, that what will be, where I will be in next life. We just forget to inquire this very important question. In Bhagavad Gita, this is only answered, that we should prepare for that. How to prepare for that? This is what is mentioned here. Yajna arthat karmano anyatra lopo ayam karma bandhana tad artham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. We should work as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu. By offering anything to the Lord Vishnu, for Lord Vishnu, does not make him to gain anything. Lord Vishnu is not benefited by this. It's like when we do arati to sow lamp to Surya Dev. The Surya Dev doesn't get brightness by our sowing lamp to him. Or when we go to Ganges and take water and offer water to Ganges, the Ganges doesn't increase. Actually, we become purified. We actually earn the credit. Similarly, when we offer anything to Lord Vishnu, it's not that Lord Vishnu wants it or is in need of anything. Actually, we do this for our own benefit. And that's what Krishna, as the loving Father, he is guiding us, that you should do that first. That's how it should be done. Give it to me first. When we give it to the Lord, then it becomes purified. And when we use that, take it back, then we see that it will give us a satisfaction, it will give us protection. So that is the art of work. In this way, we will become satisfied. Not only satisfied, also we will pay our way back to Krishna. And the best of sacrifice, and which is recommended in this age, is Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastev, Nastev, Nastev Gatyanyatha. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way than chanting of the holy name, the chanting of the holy name, the chanting of the holy name in this age of Kali, for the spiritual destination. If we want to at all go back to Godhead, we should take this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This chanting of holy name of Lord is sufficient for all our purification. This is what this is described in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, the story of Ajamila, very qualified young Brahmana, very cultured, learned, doing all his duty properly. Somehow or other he was subjected to this unfortunate incident that he happened to see a prostitute mingling with a low-born man, and he was very much influenced, and he started associating with that prostitute. Because of this bad association, all his godly qualities, all his Brahminical qualities was lost. Not only he lost Brahminical qualities, he also developed so many bad habits. Started drinking, because that prostitute was drinking. And because he used to drink, he has to get all that for her. And it was a very costly affair, so he lost all his property and he started also thieving, stealing, ransoming. So like that, he started doing so many sinful activities. He became completely fall down. And then he left his wife, then he left his old parents. They were very, very nice, very nice, qualified, beautiful a wife coming from a very high class Brahmin family. So he left that wife also. The way he passed his life. It's mentioned that when he was 83 years old, he had one son. And it's mentioned one day he was not at home. On that day, some devotees visited his village. And when they visited village, it became evening time. So they inquired from some village boys, is there any place where we can get shelter? So those village boys, just for making fun, he said, yes, you can go Ajamila Pandit house. And then they knocked the door, they found out where is the Ajamil Pandit home. They knocked the door, the prostitute opened the door. She was pregnant actually at that time. So she saw some saintly persons has come. By her good fortune, she welcomed and she said, yes, you can stay here outside. There is a small cottage is there. So she cleaned the place, everything, and sprinkled the water, and she allowed them to stay outside her house. So this devotees, they did not know that this is the actually Ajamila has come to very low stage. In the morning, somehow they got to know about this, that she is a prostitute and she is completely misguided, this good and the person, and he is also completely spoiled. So they felt very great compassion, mercy on this person, that somehow or other he should be delivered. So they went, before leaving, they went to that prostitute and requested, we want to ask something from you. Then she said, oh yes, how can I serve you? Said that, whenever this child comes, when he takes birth, you name him as Narayana. So this prostitute lady also, she became very happy, very nice, good. Actually, this is blessings. So she said, definitely you'll do that. So this devotees left, and then when Ajamila came, then this lady described everything to her, that this is what has happened. Our child we should call as Narayana. Then Ajamila kept quiet. When this child was born, then first time he asked his son, he's calling his son, Narayana, a mother's lap, come to my lap. In this way, he started calling the name of Lord. It is mentioned that when he was 87 years old, 83 years old, he had a child. When he became 87 years old, actually he was lying on his bed. His last moment of life arrived. And actually Yamdutas, very ferocious being, were waiting to take him away with his Yam Pasa. And at the right moment they threw the rope to pull him out of the body. The soul has to be pulled out of the body. The soul doesn't leave the body easily. We are attached to so many things. So many things. If somebody takes some of our money or some precious things, we immediately try to register. So among all the possessions, our body is the most dear to us. So we don't give up the body. So therefore these Yamadutas, they threw the rope and they pulled the body. And just by seeing these Yamadutas, the Jamila got very scared, very afraid. And he actually used to call his son, because old age he has got a small son, so he was very much habituated to call him, Narayana, come and do, Narayana, eat, Narayana, drink, Narayana, sit down, Narayana, get up, Narayana, bring this. Like that he was calling constantly. So when he saw this three ferocious beings, Yamdutas immediately called, Narayana, how? Means come, Narayana, come. Like that. So as he called Narayana, immediately four Dutas coming from the spiritual world, messengers of Lord Vishnu, immediately, instantly appeared. And as soon as they appeared, they threw their Sudarshana and cut the disc and cut the rope, Yam Pasha. And there was a discussion between Yamadutas and Vishnu Dutas, that's described in Srimad Bhagavatam. We won't go in much detail of that. So basically, they discouraged Yamadutas, they chastised him that, what you are doing. You are taking a very pious, sinless person. Then this Yamadutas is saying, when this person becomes sinless, actually he is a full sinful person. Which sin he has not done? So many sins he has done, full of life is filled with sin only. This is the right candidate for us to take him to Yam Loka and chastise him Narak Loka. So they are thinking in their mind, when this person becomes sinless, when he has done atonement, prayashchitam. So if anything wrong we do, actually when we do prayashchitam, then we actually not subjected to reaction so much. It's like if we do some mistake and we beg for forgiveness, this is one kind of prayashchitam, then we see that punishment is smaller. So this Yamaduta, they said this person has never done any prayashchitam also. So when he became sinless, then Vishnu Duta replied that when first time he chanted Narayana, not only the full name of Narayana, the only first syllable he chanted Na, this was enough to purify him. So that time itself he become purified, and you are trying to take a sinless person. So it's very unfortunate that in court of Yamaraja, is also called Dharmaraja, this kind of activities is taking place. A person who is innocent is being carried away. So if Dharmaraj himself will do like this, then what others will do? Then it will become a norm. Then who is going to worship the Lord? Who is going to chant his name? So this was the concern of Vishnu Dutas. So they chastised Yamadutas and they chased them out. So just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, the best sacrifice, the best purificatory process. Chanting of the holy name is compared, the Lord actually, this is not different from the Lord. When like a sun illuminates the whole universe, there are so many tube lights here illuminating this hall. So many tube lights are required, but one sun is enough for illuminating the whole universe. Similarly, we see that name of the Lord is being as potent as the Lord is sufficient for purifying anyone and everyone. One name itself is enough if it is chanted offenselessly. So that was the credit of Ajamila, that he chanted purely. When you call the first time itself, by his good fortune, he chanted the name of Lord offenselessly. And as a result, he was completely purified. Her sinful reactions, not only of this life, for all his lives. All the lives, previous life was completely purified. So, in short, point is that we have to perform yajnas in order to be happy and for going back to Godhead. And at this time, the best of sacrifice is to chant the names of Lord. We all should chant the names of the Lord as a matter of practice, as a matter of duty. So Srila Prabhupada has asked us, all of us, to chant, said that chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, minimum 16 rounds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we chant like this, then we see that within this life, we will be able to go back to Godhead. So that is the prescription given. We should offer food to the Lord, we should act for the satisfaction of the Lord, we should chant the holy name of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki